Hey everyone, welcome to the We Like Wrestling podcast. I'm by myself today, but it's a special occasion. I have Antonio and Ryan Vox.
What's going on, everybody?
Hello.
This is the first time we're actually recording at the Hamburg Field House, and I can't believe it took this long. But
That's very interesting. I actually can't believe it took that long either.
I know. We've been a part of OutBreak Wrestling for a while now. This is like a second home for us. I appreciate everything that you guys are doing for us and for the audience and everybody that comes. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan.
I think so too. We appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
It's all a
It's
good
always
circle.
been a
Yeah.
good time to be a wrestling fan.
That's true.
It's even better now.
I
Though.
think there
That's
were
true.
wrestling fans back in the caveman area.
Yeah.
So, Fred Flintstone and Barney Rebel, I think they wrestled at one point. maybe?
Possibly. I'll have to look for that episode. Everyone's got a wrestling episode. Every TV show has a wrestling episode.
That's true. That's true.
It's in there
I
somewhere.
think Freddie Flintstone's finisher was the Yabba Yabba Doo or something.
It's okay. That's actually not. We get so far off topic. That's normal compared to what we talk about.
Yes,
But
it
but the topic was it's always been a good time to be a
It
wrestling
is.
fan.
It is. So let's get into it. Kevin Kelly has been a part of OutBreak Wrestling now, and he's going to continue to be a part of what you guys have planned for the future. How did that whole thing start with Kevin Kelly? I know Antonio is known for the conventions, for getting the hookups and everything, but how did this partnership with Kevin Kelly start?
Over
Actually,
breakfast?
no, my trainer, Mark, contacted him for a seminar to come in and do a seminar here, which he did in April.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah. April was when he did the seminar, and he liked what he saw. He loves the field house, and he wanted to build it up a little better, make it more of a community thing, and get the entire town involved. And we've been working really hard at it. I think it's going to show tonight or tomorrow night.
Yeah, or by the time this comes out, last week, whatever.
Right.
But did you guys start that initial interest in partnering together, or was that his idea?
That was his idea.
Because I know when we hung out with him before, he mentioned that he's always had this idea in his mind of, I don't know necessarily of running a promotion, but just working with a promotion. And he seems to be excited about it.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, we're excited too. There's a lot of companies in the area, and
Yeah.
he's here working with us, so it's going to be a good time. There's going to be a lot of changes, but they're exciting changes. They're good changes. And the entire product's going to get much better.
Not trying to be biased, but I think OutBreak Wrestling and you guys have the most exciting shows. We've worked with CCW. We haven't worked with PPW yet, but I've heard that's a big show to work with.
Yeah, they do good shows.
Oh, yeah.
But we're a sponsor of you guys, and I'm proud to be a sponsor of you guys. Since the original AXW, we've been part of this, and it's been an honor. It's been so fun, and even working backstage at Quarantine and just doing all of this stuff for you guys, it's an honor. It's so exciting.
Well, thank you, man. Can you believe it was 6 years ago that the first AXW show happened here?
I saw that.
6 years ago, dude. It's so crazy. I
saw
walked through those stores right over there, and I said, man, I'm home. This is where I need to be.
So
Who was on that card that night besides yourself and maybe Yams the Working Man and Sonjay Dutt?
Yeah, it was Yams and I versus the Classics. Sanjay Dutt was on the card. Ed House versus Kid America was the main. The Intimidators went up against Chuck and Kyle Payne. There was a ton of matches.
Were these man, the Intimidator's been around a long time in this arena, going back in the 1980s. So these were not the 1980s Intimidators.
No, well, early 90s is when they started. But yeah, it's they've been around for 30-some years now in the business. And the match they had with I think they were called the Extreme Rednecks at the time.
Yeah, I think that
before
name
they
sounds
became the
familiar.
Payne Brothers. Yeah, the Extreme Rednecks. That was a hard-hitting match.
I think I remember the Extreme Rednecks from WPW.
Possibly, yeah.
I mentioned WPW a lot, but that was the equivalent to you guys now for me.
Okay.
WPW was the company. They ran Riverside, Skate Away. And the one thing I remember the most about Riverside was it was a steel cage match for some reason. Sinister X was in it. And just, I remember him barely squeezing over the top.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, and it was like, why do that? Like, but I got to meet so many people like Captain Lou, and I think I met Bundy.
That's cool.
Even
Bundy's a nice guy. Well,
Yeah.
Bundy was a very nice guy. Yeah.
I wish I knew more about them as a kid, and I wish I could soak it all in better. Now,
So as a kid, who did you know? Besides Hogan and Warrior.
I knew of Captain Lou and Bundy, but like I didn't really know them. You know, I didn't watch them. I didn't. You know, so now I wish I loved that more. You know, it was just a kid. I was meeting people. You know, I think the first real meet and greet that I went to was Rey Mysterio, and that was such a big deal to me.
Wow.
Yeah. I met Ray, Kane, Sheamus, all super nice, by the way. So being a part of these conventions is also really big to me on a personal level because as a kid I was meeting these people, and now being the reason why other kids are happy and smile. It's such a great feeling. Like the Acclaimed, they were huge when we brought them here.
Right.
And it was just... all the money aside, it was just great to see how many people loved to meet them, and it was a great feeling. I'm so excited to be a part of the conventions.
Yeah, man, seeing excitement on somebody's eyes is
Yeah.
such an amazing
I
feeling.
love seeing the day after, seeing all the pictures that
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
took and what they liked. And I also liked seeing what they didn't like a little bit,
Yeah.
which was the weather. But next year, without saying anything, we're moving it
Okay.
from out of the summer.
Yeah, I think
That
that'll
date
be,
will be announced later on, though.
that'll be huge. Because I mean, in the field house, it gets hot even in. Because I mean,
Right.
I mean it's 70 degrees right now, but
luckily it's not too hot in here, but it's been raining for 12 hours.
even just standing here, you still sweat, and it's insane. But I think that was the number one complaint was the weather
Yeah.
being so hot.
course.
But going back to meeting the stars, you said Rey Mysterio was your first, right?
I believe it. Well, technically, Hardcore Holly was my first, but the first one that I actually remember is Ray.
Vox's, I believe it was Bruno?
It was very good.
San Martino.
Good trivia.
Yeah.
Very good. Do you remember where it was?
Somewhere in Pennsylvania.
Zerns.
Oh, yes.
Zerns.
Yeah.
I knew it was in PA.
I think that's where I met Ray.
It was at Zerns, and I kind of feel like my mom let me play hooky that day and took me to see him. It was pretty cool. I had my little varsity jacket because I was on the wrestling team at the time.
Was that at 3WA running?
No, it was,
Was that just
it
a
was
random
a random weekday. Maybe he got a booth and decided to sign some pictures. I don't even remember paying.
Kind of sound like a
Probably
thing,
did, but
That's kind of sound like a thing Virgil would do.
Right.
Just get up and just set up a table. You
yeah,
know?
I had a Polaroid. It's probably at my mom's house somewhere of me and Bruno.
I miss Zerns.
Yeah.
That was.
Zerns is a wild place.
It
or
was.
was
It
a
was,
wild.
yeah.
It was a wild place.
I met Hardcore Holly at Kid Zone or Body Zone, whatever it was.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Ray, Sheamus, and Kane, I think we're all at Zerns. So again, that's
What?
yeah.
At Zerns?
Yeah.
Really? Were they, I guess, on like a
Was
writing-
that part of Triple WA? Because Dino used to bring in some dudes like
He had
that.
contracted,
Yeah.
and he had contracted with WWF to bring in talents to work at his promotion.
I don't remember. I mean,
Yes.
I was
That's
12 years old or something.
Contact Dino 3WA for the history of that.
So OutBreak Wrestling, how did you come up with that name?
I was going through a thesaurus and trying to look for something because Outbreak was originally the breakout brand for AXW. It was supposed to be the younger talent on the come up, and then things happened with AXW and we had to go our separate ways, and Outbreak took the main stage and we took over all the field house dates and we kept going at Temple, and Outbreak is what it is now, which is no longer developmental
Yeah.
at all. Like
No.
this is a top notch. You keep seeing me look over here. It's because we have training
There's-
session
yeah.
going on, and there's a new student. The champ's ringing him out a little bit, but that's good.
I remember seeing Ian when he was green. Mm-hmm. It's amazing to see what he's done now.
Remember his first Outbreak was in a battle royal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in a battle royal.
And didn't he used to wear your old tights?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
So
But those are also Russ Money's old tights and Tom Brandy's old tights.
Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah.
the Patriot. Or
And maybe this young gentleman in here will get to wear those tights one day. They
like a
pass
lineage
them
thing.
down. Yeah.
That's great. How did you and Antonio start working together?
We just started hanging out through my friend Joe and his friend Joe.
Yeah, we have a friend named Joe. It had them be the same guy named Joe.
Yes.
Yeah. So Joe called me up, was like, yo, bro. I was like, yo. And he goes, well, yo, you want to go to a wrestling show and help out, do something? I was like, sure, let's do it. And it was down in Delaware, a promotion called Rampage Pro Wrestling. And I just stood by the entrance ray as a security guard. That was it. And then started hanging out more and going over Vox's place for hors d'oeuvres and wrestling pay-per-views. And then that's kind of went from there.
How did you get involved in the whole Outbreak thing?
I just said, hey, I have a crazy idea. Do you want to listen? He said yes, and that was it. Really.
I think we were watching the Royal Rumble.
No, Mania.
Was it Mania?
It was Mania.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, Quarantine Mania. And I was like, yo, I got this good idea for us coming back.
Well, yeah, we were planning on coming back, and I wanted to get, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 guests to sign. And Tone's like, no. We can get all these guests, man. We can do all
We're going to bring out the encyclopedias.
Yeah. And we did. We broke out the encyclopedia. What did we have? 48 guests?
Around there. Yeah. And then it was kind of weird and wild guests that you wouldn't see often at other conventions. Like Dominic DiNucci, God rest his soul.
Yeah, it was his last convention, his last appearance.
We also had Steve Lombardi, who's also known as not Duke the Dumpster, but the other guy,
Brawler.
Brawler. There we go. I thought Duke was from originally when I was a kid from Brooklyn. I guess not. He was a trash man from Tennessee.
Yeah.
But no, it was interesting, I guess you want to say, for Mayan. I thought it was very interesting with all the talents that was here.
And I've seen you guys running around like you, Jared, Ryan, you're all running around during these shows, during the conventions. It sucks that you can't just, sit back, relax.
Vox and I usually don't know what's going on. Jared's the one that knows everything. So, like, he would be Pinky. Well, no, he would be Brain. Vox would be Pinky, and I will be Stinky. So that's pretty much how it goes.
That's fine.
But hopefully with Kevin being involved, it's a little more, it takes a little more off of everybody's shoulders.
Kevin's comes with a lot of knowledge. And in a company and anything, really, to order to grow, you have to learn.
Yeah.
And he's got the experience, and he's got the connections, and
Yeah. And I've noticed that just from talking to him.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that I got to talk to Kevin Kelly, like I'm talking to you guys. It's just, again, I didn't know much about Kevin Kelly, but growing up, I now realized what he's done for the business. And it's such an honor to be in his presence and working with him alongside you guys. So originally it was what, American Wrestling? Yep. And where did this new AXW come from?
We were eating breakfast with Kevin Kelly, and we were just brainstorming on a name. And you see inside this arena, if you look around, American flags all over the place.
Yeah.
So AXW is the best name for this promotion that runs inside this arena.
yeah, I always liked the name AXW in general. They were actually the first company that I wrestled at longer, because I'd wrestle somewhere about 9 months, and I'd go somewhere else, and then maybe I'd go back, maybe not, depending. But I was on every AXW show. When there was other companies I worked for, sorry guys, it's AXW weekend, I got to go there. I loved AXW so much. So moving into AXW again, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And now it's what, American Excellence?
Yes. We finally gave the X a definition, and it never had one before.
And we don't want to be extreme.
Right.
See, that's what I thought the old one was, like American
I
Extreme.
think that was the implication.
Because they always brought in ECW guys, and, it was just...
Well, yeah, one of the co-owners loved ECW, so
Yeah.
he wanted to bring in as many ECW guys as he can. He's the one that arranged for the Sandman to make that surprise appearance, and I think he's not the one that got Jerry Lawler. That was somebody else to pull Lawler in.
But he did a Raven.
Mm-hmm.
Sandman, yeah. I think
Shane
yeah.
Douglas was supposed
Shane
to be here a
Douglas,
couple
yeah.
times, but it never happened. There was a few ECW guys. Al Snow, I think, was the last one he brought in before.
And that was like a summer vacation.
Yeah,
I think,
AXW summer vacation. Mm-hmm. And then I believe that was it.
And I was actually here as a volunteer help that day.
Oh.
Yeah.
So even you were involved in the original.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I worked my way up the ladder. I think I talked my way up more than worked my way up. But let's not tell Jared that over there.
But I'm excited to see what the future of, Outbreak, like the legacy that it will leave, the future of AXW. I'm excited to be an interviewer for you guys. It's going to be a little I'm going to be a little nervous at first, but
You'll be fine.
Once you stop being nervous, that's when it's not fun anymore. And that's when
Yeah.
you got to look at it like, okay, it's time to change. So that's a good thing. You want to stay that way.
And I reached out to Chris Van Vlie for advice, and it's nice to have him in my contacts for something like that,
Absolutely. Who better?
Yeah, I mean, such a great guy, such a great interviewer. And even with meeting people, I always tell myself, I can, they're just people, you know what I mean? But somehow I'm still surprised by, like, the Kevin Kelly thing. Like, how do I still feel that way? Like, every time I think I'm over it, it's like, holy shit, like, somebody more important is here, and, like, it's,
But everyone's just a person, man. We're all
It
just
is,
here. We're
yeah.
all in the same building. We're all putting the same product together, and
Yeah.
we're a team.
I mean, if you told me when I was a kid that these people that I'd be meeting, I'd be the one bringing them in to meet people, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
yeah,
I would-
Yeah, you
yeah.
definitely hit those weird points where it's like,
Yeah.
oh wow.
Yeah, it's insane.
You get through them, and there's always another one right around the corner.
Yeah.
I mean, and how did you come up with Legends of Hamburg as the name of the convention?
Well, you're in Hamburg.
Yeah.
And there's been plenty of legends that stood in that ring underneath those lights. Legends of Hamburg.
Yeah. So don't you feel like the name kind of gets lost a little bit, though? It's
Just a name.
Yeah.
If it's runs its course, then hey, we call it something else.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But at least they know where the show's at.
it's in Hamburg.
That's
in
yeah.
Hamburg.
Hey, the Field House. I mean,
The historic Hamburg. Field
that's
House.
true. Everybody always mentions the lights
Mm-hmm.
by Vince McMahon, Senior, right?
Yes.
The coconut with Snooker and
Yep,
Piper.
that have right over there.
Yep. That's everybody knows that, and again, I can't say this enough. It's an honor to be a part of this building with you guys, with everybody involved. To be honest, I didn't know what this place was before I started coming to these shows, and now that I know the history, I can't believe it.
When I first came here, you drive in and you notice the cemetery. And then you pull in here and you look from the outside and you're like, this creepy building, what the heck am I doing here? But then you get inside and then you're just like, whoa. Yeah, like, okay.
It is a
and
massive
then
building.
It's
Yeah.
the first person that tells you, yo, that coconut scene happened right over there. And then you're like, whoa, and then it excites you. Then you're going home and doing your homework on what this building is. And then it's just like,
Yeah.
you found love for it.
The funniest thing at the last convention was all the stars that were going over to that spot to get their picture taken.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, oh, look, I'm in the spot. It's funny.
It's-
They geek out the same as you do and the
Yeah.
same as we do,
And we've Legends of Hamburg, that event venue alone brought back some of the greats that wrestled in this arena. Dominic DiNucci, Steve Lombardi, Barry Hardowitz, Mass Superstar, which was Demolition. Who else been in here? Even ECW guys wrestled in here for a little bit. New Jack passed away before he stepped foot back in
Yeah.
here. But you had the Blue Meanie, Shane Douglas, man, Sabu. I can't. That was another incident. Besides the coconut, Sabu and Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
It took Sabu 7 times to break the bottle over Mick Foley's head here in this arena. They tore around this whole arena. with each other. And it was a great, phenomenal match. And I believe that happened in 1994, 95, somewhere around there.
Sounds about right.
So
what was that like for you to hear those, stories from these legends being back here?
It was great. Off camera, I could tell you a story with Larry Zbyszko.
Okay.
So that's an off-camera story.
The off-camera stories are always fun.
That is one of the top stories so far in this arena. But the best stories, I believe, haven't been told yet because they haven't happened. And
they're still coming.
They're still coming.
I can't wait to see what this place looks like when it's packed. I mean, the convention is packed, but you're doing so much, you don't get to, witness it and enjoy it. So if one of these shows just gets so packed, I can't wait to get that feeling, and it's going to be great.
But wait. You don't enjoy it?
Oh, even if it's empty, I enjoy it.
But we
building,
enjoy it. I mean, because my enjoyment is when we get in here and we're like, okay, what do we start on? Well, let's get the ring inside. We'll put up the ring, and then we'll put the chairs up and put the vendor tables up and do the entrance.
Yeah,
I'm excited doing the whole entire thing.
I enjoy all of that. It's great to be a part of that, but like with OutBreak Wrestling, whether there's 10 people in the crowd or 1,000 people, it's awesome to witness, to be a part of, and this building is so massive. I'd love to see it just jam-packed.
You gotta pop your chest off the turnbuckle. All right, well, tell them to fucking do it. Sorry about that.
That's your creation.
Is this show PG or because it's rated X right now? So now I can tell you the Larry Zbyszko story.
If you want to, go ahead.
I'm all right.
Do you not know Justin? He fucking.
Oh yeah, he's worse than me.
All right, so here it is. So back in the day when All Star Wrestling was here, the guys used to come in, do the show, have fun here underneath the lights, and then when the lights turned off in the cemetery, they had their fun there too. That's it. That's all I have
to
say.
Ew.
Another great story for the Hamburg Field House.
And you know what's cool? When we're going around putting up flyers at the local businesses and restaurants, once in a while we'll get somebody that says, oh my God, you guys are putting the wrestling shows on. That's so cool. I used to go there when I was a kid and used to go there and watch Andre the Giant and Greg Valentine and Captain Lou and the Grand Wizard, and the owners of these small businesses, they're saying, yeah, Andre used to come here and eat. That's pretty cool that the folks here still remembers all that.
And I think, was it the last show? Somebody said that they were the one being held by Andre here.
No, that was out at the food truck frenzy thing. There was a guy telling us that story.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is so cool. It's amazing that different generations, too, know what this building is. Mm-hmm. And, again, it's so important to us now, too, that our logo is the Hamburg Field House. You guys run the Hamburg Field House. I remember you had a couple shows in Temple, but this is your home.
Yeah, Temple was our home for a little while, but yeah, this is the home.
This is the main campus.
Yeah.
It's an honor to be a part of everything. Thank you guys for joining me. This was great.
Hey, thank you, brother. Yeah. But hey, if you're coming out to any of our shows, come early. Check out the town. Hamburg is the greatest little town in Pennsylvania. There's art galleries, restaurants, and VFWs.
There's a lot.
Beautiful little town.
Even just driving through that little town to get here, it's so cool to see.
And about 4 minutes away, there's Cabela's.
Yeah.
I believe they have a humongous aquarium there. I don't know if they have catfish or goldfish in there or tortoise, but it's a pretty cool place to visit. And if you like to smoke a stogie, they have a cigar place as well over there.
I get my cigars from there. Yeah.
And the nicest Walmart I've ever seen in my life.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And it's very well organized.
It's very well
maintained.
maintained.
It's a little different than the others.
It's a lot different than any other Walmart.
Like set up, yeah. Like I walked in today and I was like, where the hell is everything? Like,
right, yeah.
But Hamburg is a great place to be. You always run on a Saturday. Mm-hmm. So if you got nothing going on a Saturday, come to the Field House. Even if you don't like wrestling, just be a part of the atmosphere. It's something special. You can say that you were in the Hamburg Field House. And if you say that to wrestling fans, they'll know what you're talking about.
You might even get a hug.
It's an honor to be working with you guys in this building. Thank you guys.
Thank you.